y'all. Welcome to season 2.
Season 2
of No Tea, Just Coffee. I am Jordan.
And my name is Tam.
And welcome back.
Yes, we're back. Welcome back.
So, for the newcomers, well, actually, let me say thank you for coming to see us again for season 2. We're excited. We got new content. Got some great things coming up. But also, if you're new to the podcast, the no tea is no messiness. You know, people like spill the tea, tell the tea. Me and Tam, we talk about more substance.
Yeah, there might be like a little bit. Maybe just a little.
A 30-minute portion.
Like a spill. Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So, and then, of course, just coffee is of substance. So that's where the name comes from. So we first start out with a 30-minute session where it's the meat and potatoes. Where we get into the topic of love, life, careers, you know, whatever we want to talk about at the time. And then the next portion is where we get a little bit messy. Not too much. It's called Shoot the Shit. So yeah, that's basically the podcast and how it goes. So now
everything in a nutshell.
In a nutshell. And also, we got a new setup, okay?
I was just gonna say, can we get to, for those who are returning, obviously there's some changes.
You hear me? We got mic
changes.
We got our legs crossed. You can't see it, but we do.
And the biggest one.
We got No Tea, Just Coffee update on the logo, y'all.
Yes.
This is going to be coming soon. I want to get some feedback. So tell us what y'all think about the new logo, what you think about the merch. Is it something that you would like to see more of? Would you buy it? Would you rock with it or not? So,
and I do want to give a shout out to my friend Mariah. She is the one that created the logo.
Yes.
We can put her handle, name, and all that jazz on there.
We have a whole team, y'all, that helped us get this together. But I do want to shout out and I got the little card so I don't forget, who created the shirts. Is Jazzy Creations. And we're going to put her on the YouTube, tag her in the YouTube video as well, too. But check her out. She makes amazing merch. She made these shirts for us. So in combo with Tam's great friend, updating the logo, the t-shirt, this is what we got. Also coming to the stage, but also our producer, our videographer, photographer,
all of this.
Greg Rice of Beyond the Focus Indie, putting Indie on the map. Greg, come say hi. 1 2 1 2.
What up,
Okay, so yeah, Greg got us. I mean, it looks like a production, y'all.
Got us all the way right. Got my lighting.
I mean, come on, y'all. We got the mics, the chairs. I feel like Oprah. But so, anything else, Tam, before we get into the meat and potatoes?
No, as you can see, we're very excited that, you know, it's starting to come together, you guys. It's starting to come together.
It's coming together.
Yeah.
So, meat and potatoes.
Meat and potatoes.
So let's get into it. So today we're going to be talking about
walls versus boundaries.
And I kind of thought of this topic just because the progression of just me as an adult, as a woman in relationships, sometimes you get hurt and you build up walls.
Yep.
You don't let nobody else in. You have trust issues, you know, all those things that transpire throughout your life. And then it can be a little toxic and unhealthy because when you do meet somebody new, and in my case, when I met my husband, I had a little bit of walls up. You know, I wasn't really open. I wasn't really, you know, letting him in like I should have. And with a chisel,
just chipping away.
He had to be a miner for a gold mine and try to get to the heart. So over time, I realized that, you know, the hurts that I've experienced in the past, don't put that off on your significant other, the person that you're dating. Let them in a little bit, you know, still have some protection. And that's what I think where the boundaries come in is, you know, your morals, your values, and you don't let anybody change that. And I think that's where the boundaries come is like,
right. You let them in a little bit, but
that's right.
At a distance.
At a distance.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still going to be who I am. I'm still going to value myself, but I'm also going to bend a little.
Yeah.
Be open to new experiences and also open to criticism or honest dialogue.
Right.
Because I think in the past, like, with my wall, I would be kind of on the defense. Like, no, I know I'm not perfect, but I wouldn't be so receptive to Alfred saying like, okay, babe, you kind of get a little defensive in this conversation. Mm-hmm. That's really because I had a wall. Like, wait a minute, you getting too close, or you trying to change me, yada, yada, yada. But I had to let the wall down in order to get that reception.
You know what's crazy? I know this is gonna sound crazy. You're probably not gonna believe me, but I don't think I've ever really had walls up. I've never. Learn from your past, you learn from your mistakes, all that jazz, whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever had like walls.
Yeah.
I've definitely had boundaries.
Yep.
Just because from, previous situations or relationships or whatever, like I said, I learn what it is I'm going to accept, what I'm not going to accept.
Right.
But I honestly can't sit here and say that I've ever just like blocked, blocked somebody,
in some cases you have some men or women or people out here that have literally shut down dating because they've been hurt, and they're like, I'm not dating. Like, I know people that have not dated in probably like 10 years. And
that's the thing though. Yeah. Like when you do start to build up those walls, then you start to become in the situation of like, you're never gonna meet someone. You know what I mean?
Also, I think that's just in friendships. That's in, because sometimes you can get hurt by a friend.
Yeah, yes, child.
We've talked about that too.
Yeah.
And so I think because I've been hurt, I don't have a wall, but I do have a boundary.
Yes.
Like, I know I'm not. Remember when we were talking about no new friends?
Yes.
I'm not team no new friends.
Right.
But I done built up some boundaries. Like, if I feel like someone is not respecting me, or we talk about give and take. If I'm giving too much, okay, now we're breaching a boundary that I'm not going to continue to give, and you take and not receive.
And I think that's just with any type of situation or relationship. Like, you want to feel like it's mutual on both sides.
Yeah.
Whatever that may be. If you feel like you're the only one putting in the work and the other one,
that's right.
You like, well,
what am I doing? What are we doing?
I'm here by myself. Hello. Anybody home?
like, I'm gone. I'm not doing this no more.
Yeah.
I also talked about, we have a mutual friend. We started out as just co-workers, but I tell her all the time, boundaries.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Because even with co-worker relationships,
yes,
the Tim and I work together, but we're friends.
Yeah.
Okay, but when we are just co-workers, there are boundaries. Like, after 5, I shouldn't hear from you. Shouldn't be no messaging. Shouldn't be no calling. Nothing.
Yeah.
Work is done.
Yeah. Now, I feel like, bless her heart. Yeah.
Like, we gotta put up those boundaries, because here's the thing: when work ends, close that door, and then life begins. Now you off into your family.
But what I will say though, some things are easier said than done, for one.
Absolutely.
And it's easier for certain people to do that.
Yeah, that's
for
true.
Me, I have no problem. None. Okay.
I'm looking at it. It's 6:30. I'm gone.
I have no problem. And I also have no problem in general, not just work relationship or work relationships or whatever. I also have just no problem just speaking my, saying, speaking my mind or whatever the case may be.
And here's the thing too, it's like that old saying, what is it, like, it's not what you say, but how you say it. I'm not saying get ratchet with it, but like, girl, don't be calling me.
Yeah.
All you gotta say is, you know what, after 5 or whatever your end time at work is, it could be, this is the time that I'm spending with my family. Please do not contact me after a certain hour. And also, like, I have to pick Elliot up at a certain time, right? Mm-hmm. And there are some people at work that don't have kids, that don't understand that time.
Right.
I mean, you don't have kids, but you understand because we're friends, and you have friends that have kids too, but some people just don't get it.
Right.
And so there's a boundary there as well. It's like, okay, between this hour and this hour, I have to go get my son. And so that needs to be something that's told as well. Like, I'm not as free.
Right.
I'm not as flexible.
Right.
If I have a small family, a large family, versus maybe your director is single out here living her best life. She may not understand that
me.
you can't do the same.
I mean,
you know?
this again, I do think that it's easy for us, right?
Yeah.
And I think this relates to all situations of setting, creating your walls, or your walls being up, or creating your boundaries. I actually just recently was talking to a friend, and they were expressing how it almost just like paralyzes them to be able to speak up for themselves.
Ooh.
Right?
I wonder if that.
And so if you can't do that, if it's literally doing that to you, then it's going to be
debilitating.
It's hard for individuals to create those speak up to create those boundaries. And I mean, hell, it might be easier for them to create the walls. You know what I mean? Go ahead and build that wall up. Because it's hard to express what your boundaries are.
About it. The wall's there, and good night.
Yeah.
No, but I think with our friend, for whatever reason, because we don't have a long history, I don't know why she may, feel that she can't enforce some of those boundaries, because I do know she has.
I think it's a personality thing.
Yeah, I think
honestly.
so too. And for me, I'm not always being the most assertive. And it's a learned behavior for me.
Yeah.
But it's freeing as well too.
Right.
Once you learn how to navigate certain relationships, have boundaries, healthy boundaries, it is freeing, because nobody can shake you. Nobody can tell you how you should be or not be, or how you should use your time and not use your time, or whatever the case may be. So I think for me, it wasn't easy, but I think year after year, and then for simplicity reasons, I'm paying my own bills.
Right. So going back, you're saying, the obvious reason of why you put up a wall, it's because of past relationships or past experiences or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Or I think it's you got burned.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm trying to, because I honestly cannot think of a time where I really put up a wall, but yet for others, it's they do.
Yeah.
And so it's is that I don't know. Is it a personality thing, or is it I don't know. I don't know. I've just never been one to just be meh,
and maybe ain't had nobody just do you wrong.
No, I have.
Well, bless your loving heart.
And I guess I'm just thinking back on situations. Yeah. I guess maybe no. I think if anything, I was being more difficult, and I don't want to say I was playing hard to get, but it wasn't. It wasn't just welcome back, welcome back into my life. You know what I mean?
Tear me up again.
Right.
No, I'm not doing that.
Right.
And I think so. Is that a boundary, or is it a wall?
That's what I'm trying. I don't know. I feel like. Okay. I guess that was a wall.
Because was he I gotta get over there, and you were come on.
Yeah.
You gotta work a little harder.
Yeah.
Now I will say a boundary is.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a boundary or what. Okay, so I used to mess with somebody who was always late. Didn't respect my time.
Right.
And that went on for a little bit.
Right.
And then I started to, and see, I guess this is more resentment as well too. So I think resentment in the wall, because you resent, and then next thing you know, you got a wall. And I literally just went ghost. Yeah. Because I was he is never on time. He's showing up late. Yeah. He don't respect my time, which he don't respect me. Yeah. So I literally just threw a wall up.
See, I think that's a boundary, because a boundary for me, would be communication.
Yeah.
Right? Like my boundary, I have a certain limit
Yeah.
in which I will,
Yep.
I guess, allow, like I want to communicate to my partner often.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
like
Yeah,
I want to talk to my partner often.
Yep.
Okay. And let's say that individual, maybe they're not the best at it, you know, express it. We try to work on things or whatever. But if they just can't get it right, you know, like my boundary is going to be like, okay, look, we tried this. I like this is something that I
important
won't
to you.
I won't tolerate, right?
There we go.
I think a boundary is like what you can tolerate.
That's right.
Even in some cases, like there may be some things that like you just like throughout the course of the relationship, you may not love the fact they're doing something, but you can just tolerate it a little bit. You know what I mean? And then there's things where you're like, man, nah,
I ain't doing this.
Yeah.
I didn't, like one time, two times, and by the third time,
that's your boundary. That's what I'm saying. That's it.
That's right.
Yeah.
So no, that is true. Because I guess a while would be,
you are not.
I'm done.
Like you have
and
right.
Also, I may not even communicate because the guy that
I ain't
I
saying
was
nothing.
like, and ghost.
Yeah.
He don't even know why. He probably don't know why to this day.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh no, I'm not doing this. And my patience with him is different.
Right.
Whereas with Alfred, I have more grace.
Right.
But I do have boundaries.
Yeah.
Which I think as an adult, no matter if you are in a relationship, you should have boundaries.
Absolutely.
With everybody.
Absolutely.
And like I had to, even with my parents, my dad and my stepmom, we had a rough road. And when you said debilitating, it was debilitating for me to speak up.
No, that's different
on behalf
now.
of myself when it came to my dad.
Yeah.
So over time, and especially when I started paying my own bills, I was like, now wait a minute.
Right.
So I had to develop a boundary. But I had a wall up to where I didn't speak to him for like months.
Yeah.
Because I just shut down, wall up.
Was he like was he trying on his like?
He was.
Yeah.
He was.
And you just like no. Yeah. To me that's a wall. You can try 101 times, and I'm just like
done. But then
that's a wall for me.
I was like, okay, that's my dad. I love him to death. And also, my boundary is teaching him new behavior. So I'm explaining to him, this is my limit with this. I'm speaking my mind because I'm an adult.
Yep.
And you start to see, not to get off topic, but as you get older, you start to see your parents more as people rather than just your parents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
no. I wish I would try it.
Hold on, and I'm not saying be disrespectful.
No.
But what? But what
Still
I'm
scared of her.
is,
okay.
Hold on. You think I'm about to disrespect my dad? Talk about a wall. I be
shaking even when I'm trying.
I be in a wall like this. Like I was just trying to. I'll never be disrespectful, but what I'm saying is, I start to see like my dad. He may not know.
They're human too.
Right. He still can grow in this area too.
Yes.
And maybe I can help him develop in that area because nobody has set a boundary with him in this way.
Yeah.
So does.
When you put it that way, I guess I did.
I'm not like, yo, dad. I ain't taking
hey, yo, pops.
I ain't taking this over. No, I wouldn't have been. It would have been
right.
Like this podcast would never happen. I'm in a river somewhere. So yeah, I think knowing the difference, and sometimes maybe you do have to build up a wall temporarily for protection, but no, it's just not healthy long term.
Yes, I can say that I have. Because I was thinking back. I was like, I ain't never done a wall. I ain't never built one.
I was like, dang. Jesus has blessed. Jesus has blessed her with some saviors.
I ain't never done a wall.
People out here just been slapping me around. I'm like, listen, boundary.
But what I will, every relationship or, relationship I've been in, there have been lessons learned from them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's maybe one that I can think of where, yes, I legit built a wall.
Yeah.
It was like,
No.
it was nice to know ya. It was nice to know
been
ya.
fun.
You know, it's been real.
Yeah.
And like,
Yep.
and when I say built up a wall, I mean built up a wall to just like communicate again.
Okay.
Like, hey, how you doing? Like that type
I'm
of deal.
not doing none of that.
No, because of what had happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what I will say is I'm a person that I don't dwell in things.
Yeah.
I will not forget. Now,
right.
I won't forget,
Yeah.
but I don't necessarily, I don't hold a grudge.
Yeah. Now,
And
I will
sometimes-
say you don't hold a grudge.
I
Because I'm in
don't.
the back like... and
I
Terry be like, well,
don't.
just hold on.
I really don't. And sometimes it's like, I mean, I guess that's a good quality, but then sometimes it
Yeah.
kicks me in the butt because I don't, because I'm so
don't.
forgiving. I'm like, it's okay. Oh my God. You know?
Hold on. Tam is the one who looks at both sides.
Yeah.
She has helped me in that area, but I be one-sided. Hold on. I mean, I'm better.
No, you are.
I
Yes,
am
yes,
better.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay,
yes,
okay.
yes.
But in the past, I was like, I don't give a damn.
I'm like, well,
Terry be like, so what did he say? I don't care what he said. You my friend. You supposed to be. So yeah, you always the one that look, on both sides. But I will say,
and maybe that's why I don't have so
Yeah.
many walls, because
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
just,
Yeah.
how I am.
but you are right. Some people will not change,
Yes.
and it will be who they are,
Yes.
and that wall can't come down
It can't come down.
because it's not good. It's not good for you anymore. Or where you trying to go? Or
Right.
whatever.
But then, sometimes, I hear like, well, I've been hurting this and the third. We all have,
yeah.
we've all been hurt in some way.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, you want to be with someone. So
I was gonna get there, sis.
how's that supposed to happen?
That's what I mean. Is like,
And I understand there's a fear.
it is a fear.
But also, you kind of have to be able to face those fears to really get to the...
Because you're not going to be in a relationship with yourself. You're going to meet your match. You're
Yeah.
going to meet somebody that's going to, like I said, call you on your shit and say, that's not healthy.
Right.
Or they're going to force you to grow or see different perspectives, which is what you want.
Right.
But you also got to be willing to look in the mirror and say, oof, okay, for instance, where I would take 3 days to get over something. Ain't nobody waiting 3 days.
Right.
So I had to look in the mirror and say, that's not healthy. Because now Alfred, 10 minutes he moved on to the next thing. And now I'm dragging us through this bad mood, or just whatever I'm going through internally. And that's just a learned behavior that I learned years before him. So he forced me to remove that wall and be better when it comes to communication.
Yeah.
Because that's what you want. You want somebody to make you look at yourself and say, okay, what do I need to do better? Or do I need to grow in this area?
And also, I think that if a person is, if someone is really showing you, right, like that they're trying,
Yes, there you go.
that they want this to
Yeah.
work or whatever the case may be, there's some people who will continue
Yeah.
to have this wall, but it's
matter
like
what.
they're trying, they're showing you in all ways, and so it's like, well, what is it going to take for
That's
these
right.
walls to come down? Maybe this wall that you have
Yeah.
can now turn into more of a boundary of
Yeah.
like, this is what I will accept and this
That's
is what I
right.
will not accept, and that's really all it is,
Because like you said, I think our previous relationships and those times where we put up a wall is a lesson learned.
Right.
To go back out there and figure out, okay,
Yeah.
what will you deal with and what you won't deal with.
Right.
So, but some people, and like I said, I have all sisters,
Mm-hmm.
right? So there's different perspectives, and some of us are dating, some of us are not.
Right.
And I think, one of my sisters is not dating because I do think she has some walls built up from previous relationships, but she does want to date. But my thing is, you can't go out there and tell somebody that you want to date them if you're not willing to work through your own shit?
You know, okay, I may get a little flack on this, but I always find it interesting when you hear people, I just don't want to get hurt. You're gonna get hurt.
Oh, absolutely.
You're going to get hurt. I just don't want to get hurt again.
What you gonna do?
You're going to get hurt again. No one's
single.
No one's perfect. That's the thing.
No.
Like, no one's perfect.
No one's perfect.
And as long as it's not like you don't feel like it's an intentional thing,
right.
or even after the hurt has happened, the other person is trying to fix it and make it right and talk it out. But I just don't want to get hurt.
Like a Lifetime movie. Girl,
Yeah.
Get out. Because here's the thing. And what level of hurt? Because you can't be so sensitive.
Yes.
That now you triggered. Like,
Yes.
sis, he's going to speak his mind.
Yes, absolutely.
Or she's going to speak her mind. Whoever you trying to date.
As they should.
As they should. Especially when you get older.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way I'm not going to speak my mind. I may speak it in a respectful or a different kind of way, depending on the situation. But I'm going to speak my mind because you're not the only one that is trying to find love. You're not the only one that is looking for a future.
Right.
They are looking for a future too. And so they're going to challenge you in ways. They're going to hurt your feelings in some ways.
Right.
And then, you know, they may have a behavior that they need to work through.
Yeah.
That before now, no one has challenged that behavior. So it's a give and take too. So they have boundaries, you have boundaries, and they may have a wall where you may have to show them that they don't need that wall. So
it's a give and take.
It really
is. And I also think that some people honestly don't know what their boundaries are.
No.
You know, so they're going into a new relationship or whatever relationship.
Yep.
But they have no idea they're going to accept and what they're not going to accept. Right. And I'm going to be honest, I have recently learned new boundaries for myself because I am very much like, I don't ask for nothing. I don't complain about nothing. Like, I am fairly easygoing, but I have just recently, I've created new boundaries of this is what I will accept, this is what I will not accept, you know?
I think that definitely happens as you get older.
Yes, but I think that it will help to know exactly what your boundaries are.
I agree.
And then are some of those boundaries, right? Because if you have a whole laundry list of boundaries, child, then you need to go work on yourself a little more, right?
You're like, hold on. I don't want this list, right? Because I'm not listening. I'm not looking at it.
I'm not looking at it. But I also think that some boundaries, I think, might need to be reassessed.
There we go.
Right? And really looked at to see, like, is this something that I might be being petty about? Is this really a deal breaker?
It reminds me that I don't know, it was like on many movies that was like girlfriends would get together and they'd be like, what's the list of your perfect man? Who?
What?
There is no
there's no perfect person.
No.
No perfect person.
Again, we always talk about who I used to be 10 years ago. I am so different in many ways. And healthier.
Yes.
Emotionally, psychologically than I was 10 years ago.
Right.
One, because I had a lot of walls built up. You know, experienced a lot of trauma or hurt. 10 years later, I'm not doing that, and I can maneuver life differently. So, you know, you may have a wall or a boundary, and like Tam was saying, you may have to adjust it because you come into a relationship, you got a wall. If you start to let them break down that wall a bit, 5 years from now, it may not even be a wall no more. Just give it a chance.
And sometimes it feels nice to like meet someone where you can't let your guard down, or
Absolutely.
it's like, wow.
And that's really what it is.
That's really what it is.
A guard.
Yeah.
You like, now don't be trying. No.
Right, exactly.
And they're like, I ain't even started yet. This is the first date.
Right.
First 10 minutes, they chew their food loud. I ain't doing that.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Now you don't want to date.
You just,
Don't get out here and waste somebody's time.
Okay.
Okay. So anything else about walls and boundaries?
No, I think that's it. I mean, I guess to sum it up, I think your walls are just the things that you absolutely
Like non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable. A person is, they're trying, and they're showing you that they're trying,
Yeah.
but for whatever reason, you just can't let what happened in the past go.
That's right.
Right? Because you're thinking about what happened then, and now you have this new person, and you're like, I don't want the same thing to happen. Well, you don't know if it's going to happen because you're not even you're not giving it a chance. Whereas boundaries, that's more so like, what are you going to accept, what you're not going to accept. And there may be some boundaries, like I said before, that you may need to just go back, reassess. And just maybe let it go, or maybe it was a boundary more so that you had for a certain relationship.
I was just thinking that same thing.
And not like a permanent boundary.
Exactly right. Because Kevin is not Tony.
Right.
Shannon is not Michelle.
Right. Right.
These are two different. Shannon 10 years ago, you got Shannon holding you tight. Right. With all the things she done did to you. Now you done met Michelle. Now Michelle got to pay for what Shannon did.
Yes.
And I think that's really what it is.
Yeah.
Let them go.
Let them go.
And move on with a clear mind and spirit as best as you can.
Yep.
When you enter something new. And also, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and if you know that you can't, then that just means you have more work to do on yourself.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Be honest.
Be honest with yourself.
Transparency.
Ooh.
Hey, I'm not there yet.
I'm not there yet.
Can we I may need to move a little slower or I'm just not ready.
Not ready.
So.
And that's okay.
Yeah. You ready to get into some shit?
Yeah.
Let's shoot the shit. Okay, so Tam put me on to I guess, is it even called a podcast?
Yeah, it's a podcast. Okay. Tonight's conversation.
Yes. I'm like addicted and they get into some
child.
Some stuff. And I like it too because the perspectives of male, female, and they also have an audience.
First off, I keep hitting my face. Hold on. Let me readjust. I'm getting used to this.
It's about to be in your lip gloss.
Right.
Stuck to your mouth. So I don't know how they got into this conversation, but one audience member stood up and asked, is it okay or is it not okay to post your significant other on social media?
That's a great question.
So let me tell you what they said. So one of the ladies, on the podcast or whatever, actually one of the guys spoke up first, and I think he's married or in a serious relationship, and he was saying, well, I find it disrespectful that, if you're with somebody, why are you not posting it on social media? Like, are you hiding something? And he was basically just saying it's disrespectful. Mm-hmm. Well, the woman, I know, in fact, she was saying she's been married for 15, 20 years and was like, I never post my husband on social media. And she was like, and basically, whoever needs to know that's my husband, which is your real friends and your
inner
family,
circle, they
know that's my husband. There's no question.
That's exactly how I feel.
So it brought me to, Tam, mystery man.
Yes.
We don't know.
I know.
And
it's
the people
so
who
funny.
need to know. And then me, Alfred pops up every now and then. It's not consistent. I'm not consistent on my personal social media anyway, but and we've been together for a very long time, so everybody know who I'm married to, who I'm rocking with.
Right.
So let me ask you, Tam.
Yeah.
How do you feel first?
Yep.
Good or bad, what you think? And then why have you chosen to not?
So I get both. Here I go. I can see both sides of things. Okay,
girl.
No, but I do. Yeah. I think. I can see both sides of things. Yeah. I think that if someone is being sneaky about it, not wanting to post their significant other, then that's an issue, right? Yeah. For me, there's nothing sneaky about it. I just don't, I just don't. My boyfriend, he's a private person anyways, and he don't even have social media. So it really does, he don't even have any type of social media, but I just don't. I don't have no. I am not.
And I guess my thing is, what difference would it make if you did or didn't? Because
this is what I had said earlier. People just nosy. Okay, that's really what it is. Now, 100%. Those who know, they know.
Absolutely.
and that's for me, that's what really matters.
enough,
I'm not my goal is not to like try to show off and publicize like, but then on the flip side, see, this is where I'm like, I can see both sides. On the flip side,
Yeah.
I do think it's very cute when like, okay, this is going to be like one-sided, okay?
Oh, Lord.
But
Okay.
I think it is so cute and attractive
Yeah.
when the man is like that's my girl. You know, like how they post and talk. So like
I love
I know.
on social media when he like, yes.
A man that's not afraid. A man that's not afraid to like show off.
Yes.
I guess if you would say
That's
show
right.
off their girl. I think that is so cute and it's attractive to me. It
and
is.
they're doing it with purpose.
Yeah.
It's not just this my girl, good night. Like they on a trip or
Yep.
they having an experience together. That's what I like to see because to me, it just shows like a healthy relationship
Yep.
example.
Yeah.
One thought that I did have is like I have never been a female that is like you got to post me on social media. It's never even been a conversation.
No, me neither.
And I know those are probably conversations that people are having. Like,
Right.
why are you not posting me on social media?
We live in the world of social media now. Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but does that really matter? Like,
I mean, to some people,
I'm still Jordan.
Yeah.
You still see most of what, I got
Mm-hmm.
going on. But I feel like sometimes you do need to leave a little bit private.
right?
Like there are celebrities that don't post their significant other on
Yeah.
social media.
Well, first off, they shouldn't because
Because
people be all up in it.
I was
And
just going to say.
so. In
Yeah, you
full transparency, when it comes to me and mine, okay,
Yeah.
it started off intentional,
Yeah.
because of that reason right there, right? Now, me and my boyfriend, we have known each other for a very long time, right? And so it kind of started off that way, like for that. And then it just kind of, then you just kind of get into the groove of whatever. But like even with my previous relationship,
Yeah.
the very first picture that I posted, it was of me and him holding hands, and it was the back of our heads. Like, but now granted, I posted maybe one or two photos of him, but like, that's just not, it just isn't.
You know what? That reminds
My
me
thing.
of a post. Try to keep it secret. But Alfred and I, we know too many people.
Exactly.
Like,
that's,
we know too many. Okay, so I try to keep it a secret. And so I remember when we first started dating, we went to an Indians game, and I remember I had my legs out crossed over because we were sitting on the line, and I had him over my lap, and his head was turned away, and you could see his ball cap, and I was like, out with babe,
right.
Something silly. And then my friend was like, so you with Alfred now? I was like, maybe. And then by that time, everybody knew, but I tried to do it a little bit strategically because I didn't want everybody to know my business.
see, that's yeah. That's how it
then-
started off with me and my boyfriend.
But you do open a can of worms for people to be very mean and like judgmental. And I think that's why celebrities don't post their significant others, because we are also in a time where people get real nasty on social media, like talk bad about them. They not attractive, or what they got on, or she don't look good enough for you, or he don't look good enough for you. It just kind of opens up for like negative vibes.
And I think it also depends on just like the person that you're with.
Yeah.
Because like I said, my boyfriend, he doesn't have social media at all.
Oh, so you don't have
Like nothing.
Okay. Ever.
Like years ago.
Yeah.
Like when Facebook first started.
Okay. Yeah.
But literally nothing.
Yeah.
And then even my ex-boyfriend, nothing. I don't even know if he has a LinkedIn page. Like, so it depends. I think it also depends on the, the person or the,
right.
so yeah.
I think Alfred, he had no social media. And then I think 2017, I think, is when he got onto Instagram. But before that, he literally And he doesn't post. Like, I think his last picture was from like 3 years ago.
Right.
Just because he just not. Now, he do be trolling. He ain't gonna post a picture, but he be on there like, did you see? He be on there, okay? Don't
Scrolling.
Don't let him fool you. He be trolling. But I do think it is okay, in my opinion, to not post your significant other, because you sometimes just want to save a little piece of something just for you to not be exposed to the public social media.
I think either way, if it work at the end of the day, if it works for your relationship, that's all that, and that's my mentality in general. Yeah. I am not in a relationship for anybody else except for that person. So if it works for you two, then great. If it's the issue, okay, let's talk about it, let's figure it out. Whatever. But like, who cares? Like,
I mean, I guess I have never had
I see it either way.
I do too. I think, like I said, that conversation of, you gonna post me on social media.
Right.
So I am interested to know, like, how does that conversation go? You know what I mean? Like,
but it's never been a concern, so why would you bring it up?
Never.
Right.
That would be a thing. Let me ask Greg.
Whoa.
Come on, male perspective.
Mystery voice.
Okay, so we're talking about posting your significant other on social media. Yes. Now, we didn't see your beautiful wife a time or two or more. But some people are like, nah, I'm not doing that. It's my life. I don't want nobody to see who I'm with. And Tam and I kind of go both ways. Like, if you want to post them, if you don't.
If you don't, who cares?
Now, on, what's the podcast called? Tonight's Conversation. A guy was saying that it was disrespectful for him not to post his significant other. A woman gets on there and said, well, I've been married for 10 plus, 15 plus years. I've never posted my husband, and it's not an issue. So what's your perspective on it?
It's up to the partner.
That's exactly.
Exactly. Because even I was going to say, just in response to the guy's response about he feels this disrespectful.
Wonder why he thought that.
It's probably because his wife has mentioned or might have brought it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That gets on my nerves,
I could almost guarantee that if she didn't come, he probably wouldn't be, you know.
That just tells you, like, sis probably wasn't worried about that 10 years ago. We have progressed to a time where it's like,
no, I think it's always been a thing.
Always?
I think so.
You know what?
I do.
I remember on Facebook, it was like, in a relationship with.
Child. If you didn't put you as in a relationship.
Child, he don't even exist.
Do you remember like people be like, yeah, we're Facebook official. What?
Who even cares? Hold on. That whole thing about if it's not on Facebook and not on Instagram, it don't exist.
Man.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. It mattered even 10 years ago.
I have
you
to
have to post your status. You better post your partner.
That's right.
You better show me.
And who are you?
And tag me. Okay.
And you better answer my questions when I get in the comments like, who that? Like, this society that we live in, we want to know who, what, when, where.
And why. Yeah.
And then don't let it be a change up. Like, sis can't date. Oh, what's the not Lori Harvey. What's the Steve Harvey's daughter?
Lori Harvey.
Is that her name?
Yes.
They kill her vibe every single time she show up with a new guy on social media.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm like,
her choices ain't bad. So I'd be like, you better go, girl.
Very well choices. Okay?
Yeah.
Amen. Mm-hmm. But let her date.
Let her do it.
And that's the thing. If she want to post one man, two man, three, or none,
right?
Let her do that. She's happy in the moment, who she's with, and she want to share it. If bro go missing,
not if he go missing,
she done with it. She moved on. Now it's guy from Snowfall. Welcome. Let her do her thing. Like, it's her social media. We got police out here on social media. Like, nope, she can only have one guy. It's been 30 days. Like, let her do her.
I will say I have like started to see more often like people who will start off posting their significant others, and then they will actually like either stop or they'll go back to remove them. But and then everyone's like, oh my God, they broke up. No, they just don't want y'all in their business.
Because it could have got rough out there. And they were like, dang, you really tearing my significant other up. I'm taking her down. Mm-hmm. Now, with the Keke Palmer situation, bro removed all the pictures, didn't he?
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like that's an example of
yeah, that's true.
I'm assuming maybe there's some conversation they went through and they were like, you know what, we need to keep our relationship amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
So like I respect that.
I do too. You can do what the heck you want to do with your social media page. If he on there and then he not, that's your business.
Yeah. Well, in general, I see both ways. Post them, don't post them. It's based on your relationship.
It is.
And whatever those requests are. So.
And then if your mate wants you to, y'all gonna have to work that out.
Yeah, that's just a discussion, and really get down to the reason why. I'm sure there's like some type of insecurities or whatever that comes behind that, maybe. But yeah, you just talk it out.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Well, anything else about that?
No.
Did we cover it all? Well, guys.
I was gonna say I would be interested just to kind of get perspectives of like what do you think about the whole social media, because we do live in a world of social media.
That's it.
What does that mean to you?
Yeah.
To like, do you feel like you're supposed to, or that you should post your significant other? And
I agree.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I want both sides of the fence, like a guy's perspective, a gal's perspective, whoever.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think. So this is the end of our first episode of season 2.
Season 2, baby.
It's many more to come, y'all. I'm so excited. We in that thing. We got production and mics, and we just
we got lighting. We got a whole thing, guys.
A plethora of and this is just a thanks to y'all rocking with us and just continue on this journey with us.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. We got some more content, more episodes coming up. And
subscribe, comment, and click the button or whatever it's called.
So that didn't change from season 1. I never get that. So what Tam said is subscribe.
Click the button.
Oh, and also we are now on almost all streaming platforms, all podcast streaming platforms. So that's Spotify,
that's very key.
Apple Podcasts, and that's all I know. Y'all know what it is. But the link to those platforms are on YouTube. Y'all, I'm going to get better, okay? She snorted. Okay. I got y'all, okay? I heard what y'all said. Some of y'all, Amazon Music. And that's all I got. But it's on there. So go ahead and listen if you like to listen. Watch if you like to watch. Subscribe to our YouTube page. And until next time, y'all, don't forget, no tea.
Just coffee.
Bye.